Hi guys, right, and so I've been asked by a friend of mine on Twitter about how I record my short videos, and this could get interesting because at the moment I've got 2 copies of OBS running. I need to have 2 copies of OBS running because I need to have a copy of OBS to record the video and a copy of OBS to show you how I record the video for my shorts. Anyway, this is it. So this is what it's going to be, and it's all quite simple. So I basically, for recording I've got my shorts down to a knack. I can knock out a short in about 30 minutes, which for me is fucking forever. But for OBS, I mean, you can see literally. Look on this one, you can see I've got microphone audio and just audio, and it's all. It's like literally the key presses that I do on one will affect the other one, so it's all a bit iffy. So this may go tits up at any point, but I'm going to show you what I need to do to record a short. So first things first is my OBS setup, and so this is my OBS setup. I have a scene. It has the YouTube subscribe icon on it, which I can turn on and off by a key press. I have something called Zoom, which I don't use a lot, but it's there. I've got my Twitch thing, which is again a source. I've got the Watt audio, which is normal one. I've got a fair few other ones, but I've also the ones that I generally use. Minimap audio, damage log zoom, damage zoom. Also, I then turn off what? Now you're thinking, hang on, this looks like a fucking mess. This looks like an absolute fucking mess. What are you doing? Yeah, it does look like a fucking mess. My main display is the World of Tanks capture. But these ones are all, they're not game, because you can only do one game capture at a time. So they're whichever monitor I play World of Tanks on, for me, is my right monitor. So each of Minimap, Damage Zoom, and my Damage Zoom are cropped captures. So this is just how it works, right? Let's turn those off. I will start by picking a replay that I think is good enough for a short. So let's say this last one is good enough, I think, for a short. And what I'll do is I'll click on it and start up World of Tanks. I need to explain a few things first about how I've got this set up. So when I do a short, I do it in this square format. You don't necessarily have to do it in this square format. You can do it in, like the mobile phone format. And the reason why I'm doing it, I do it in the short, this format, is because, like, literally I can upload them to Instagram and it looks a bit better on Instagram. And they actually look okay on YouTube. But if I wanted to, I could change it to be the same aspect ratio as your mobile phone. So, that's easy to do. You just again, you go into OBS, go into your setting, set your canvas size. So I've got mine set to 1440 by 1440, i.e. it's square, right? And 60 FPS. You can change this to be whatever you want. So it comes up with the default, 1920 by 1080. But if you want it to, you can change. You can make it 1440 by 2560, which is the other way around, right? You can do that easy.
And here's an aside: if you do want to do the video formatting, you don't want to do it square like I do. It's just a quick sample of how you can do it in phone format, i.e. the alternate aspect ratio. You can see you do lose a lot of your, display, but the World of Tanks, that's not necessarily a problem because a lot of the action focuses in the middle of the screen. So I turn that off, turn that on, turn that on, and turn that on, and then show the display on the screen. You get all the relevant information again. So if we start the replay and just skip to somewhere where we're actually moving. So this is the in-game view. It kind of doesn't look as good in my eye, but you might need to zoom in, manually zoom in, and then control what you're looking at. But it's doable. And that's kind of one of the reasons I chose the other format, because it gives you a bit more information on screen, a bit more, stuff. But you can still see what's going on like this, so, you know, it's doable. And my early format ones were in this format when I was doing shorts, but I changed them on the recommendation of someone who thought it'd look better square, and I tended to agree with them. So yes, it's doable. How do I achieve that? I literally went into the settings, as I said, changed the video output to 1440 by 2560, which is a 9 to 16 ratio, my output resolution to that. And then just resized and repositioned all of these objects that I've got.
So we've got our game profile. Now, if you notice, I've got this little icon here, just doing a YouTube subscribe. That is quite a simple. That is just a slideshow with 2 pictures, a YouTube and a subscribe one, and that's it. And every half a second it translates. That's it. Simple. But this one, this is a text, and what I generally have to do when I'm remembering to do a shot is I need to make my map smaller in the game, because you can see it just protruding into the edge. So turn the map off. But then someone's going to say, but hang on, your shorts have the map on. And they do have the map on. But generally, when I've got a YouTube short, I've got 3 things that look like they shouldn't be where they are because of the way the screen is. I've got this, which is my damage that I'm doing. I've got the map. And I've got my hit points. Now, these should be over here, and that's over there somewhere. What I've done with these, if you look cleverly, is I look at the these are just, again, a monitor capture, but with a crop pad filter for the right size. So all 3 of them are just exactly the same thing. They're like display capture, crop pad filter. So that's that, right? When I start, I literally find a really nice picture of the tank that I want it to be. I turn these 3 off. Find a nice picture of the tank. I have my YouTube one on for the start of the shot. I'll do that for about a couple of seconds, and then now I'm recording. I've literally hit record, right? But I'm not recording now because obviously I'm recording on my other OBS. So we turn these back on. We go into the game. We turn the fucking interface back on, and we have the countdown again. So we now, and I can actually now. I'll switch into game view, speed this up, and I'm now recording a video, right? I'm literally recording the video. And what I do is I'll speed it along until I get somewhere, until I know where I'm going to start doing damage. And I'll get it back to normal. And once I'm in a position where I think I know what I'm going to do, I'll start. I'm not recording my audio at this point. I'm just recording game audio. And that's the biggest thing for me. It's editing normal audio is the problem. So. And I just take it through like this. I'll take it through to the end of the replay. And that's it. We just sit recording towards the end of the replay. Now, once we've got a victory screen, I mean, in this instance, I'm dead, so it's probably not the best solution. I will then, again, I will turn off these 3, turn on the YouTube subscribe one again, and I'll find a nice picture of the tank, and then record a few seconds of that, and that's it. I will then stop recording. I've got my game file, and that's it. That's OBS is done. I'll stop my recording, and I move to the next stage. We've got a World of Tanks raw footage. The game may be longer than the required length for a short. Now, a short is generally a minute or less, according to YouTube. So we need to edit that short down into a minute or less, which means editing. And there's a few things that I do at the same time. So the program that I use to edit is called DaVinci Resolve. It's free. And as you can see, I've got this massive library of stuff. So when I'm doing a shot, I literally go into shots and I copy the last one that I did. I will literally select it, Control C it, Control P it, and give it a name. Now I'm gonna rename this one just as temp because it's not going to be a proper shot. And then go into it. So I've now got the previous shot that I created on, and I don't want that. So there's a couple of things I do. So first of all, I'll go into media. I will delete this file, which is my raw video file. Just delete it. I will delete a file I call raw vid. You will see that later. And I will, for the now, I'm not going to delete anything else. So if you notice what I've got a World of Tanks icon. If you've seen any of my shots, you'll know what this is. But I've got my first class icon because it was a first class. Any medals I've got, and the World of Tanks icon, and other things. So like if you looked at the deck, Cromwell one, I had the sunglasses. That would be on here. So what I need to do now is find my video track. Now for me, these are in one of these two folders here, or I can just look at it. I can go back to OBS if I want to, and look at the, which one is it? It's this one, I think. Go to show recordings. It'll show me, it then picks the last directory with recordings in it. Now it's not going to be the last one, it's going to be the last but one, because, or is it? It is going to be this one. These are actually recording, so I'm actually recording two videos at once. But if you notice, this is an MKV in it, so it's this one. I need to drag this one into here. So I'll do that. So we've now got our main file. And basically how to speed up my process, I've got what are called timelines. So when you're editing, you've got a timeline. And I've got two timelines. I've got what's called main track, and I've got what's called video track. Video track is the video track that's going to be cut down to a minute. Now, I actually do something quite clever here. So this is the edited video track. What I do is I literally delete all of these because I know I've got one video track in, which is DaVinci Resolve's quite good. It will replace your main video file into your track, but you might have to do it yourself, and you'll see that later on. But so now what I've got is I've got my main video track of my file, and I need to zoom out again and just get it to the right length. And that's my main video file. But if you look at it, it's 4 minutes long. What I do is I've actually created a placeholder video track with the required length. I go back to here. This is 59.5 seconds. So what I need to do is I need to shorten this video that I've got here so that it's only here. And this isn't a hard thing to do. This is like literally editing. So what I do is I will go back to the start of this. So this track is locked. I can't actually, anything I do won't affect this track. But I know that the end of it is 59 seconds and 30. So whatever I do on this track, right, and it needs to finish there. So what I do, so I know I've got a few things. So I know this part of my start should be 3 seconds long. So the first thing I do is I play this to 3 seconds and I cut it. I'll tend to zoom in a bit. I'll cut it. And I'll carry on playing, and I'll just go to the next bit. And look, if you look at the audio, you can kind of tell where your next bit's going to be. So that's when it starts. This is when I start moving. I can zoom out a bit and then whatnot. I fire and a miss. I generally never show missed shots in my plays. I show hits, so I do that, and let's just crop. I'm going to start just deleting stuff. So I use ripple delete to compress stuff. I don't think I do enough in this game really to produce a minute's worth of output. So I'm just like kind of showing you what to do. So there you go. We shoot a guy. We shoot him. Right. So I'll stop there. I'll crop there, and I'll try and get maybe jump to the next bit where I'm doing a bit more damage. You know. I'm reloading. Let's ripple delete that. Fire. We do another shot. There you go. Another enemy is hit. So as soon as I know, as soon as I hear the enemy is hit thing, I'll just delete it. He's dead. I don't do a lot more in this game, to be fair. So this is like really going to be a fucking a crappy example, but it doesn't matter. As long as I get enough video, I can delete all that. Let's delete that. Get the next shot in. And then I'll pad it out a bit to make it a minute long. Normally for me, the hard part is fitting all the damage into 1 minute, which is, if you're low tier and you're doing a lot of damage, then the editing is the hardest part. And what happens is you tend to have to cut corners with taking bits out and putting bits back in again. But you can already see I'm over a minute long, and that's with me doing nothing. So let's clip that again. So we've got the delete there, ripple delete that, and suddenly I'm back. We'll ripple delete that, and I'm back before the minute. So again, we'll do another fire. And you know what? I'm just going to do this, move this on, and say, yeah, actually, I'm going to carry on with this. So there, we'll delete it, we'll cut it there. And then I don't do anything else in this game, so I might as well just go straight to the end. And so this is the bit I do at the end. I normally do at the end. Again, so I'll pause it there. Well, maybe not there. Let's just like that. As soon as the YouTube thing starts, I'll get that, and then we'll put that. Ripple cut it. Sorry, ripple delete it. And you can see what I'm now in this position where I've nearly got a minute's worth of audio, so I can just drag that to there, expand that out maybe to make it up to a minute, put some cross dissolves in it to make it look nice, as opposed to, you know, horrible cross dissolves. There, that's it. We've got our first timeline. If we go back to the start, this is going to be our short footage basically. So this is it. It's like you got your cross dissolve. This is your edited video to 59 seconds, 59 and a half seconds. Not the best example because we'll say we don't do a lot of damage, but possibly pick the worst replay ever. But that's it. That's the thing. So what we need to do now. So once we look at it and we're happy that this, you know, this looks right. The audio works. You know, we're not being an idiot. We're not missed out big chunks of the game. We go to deliver, and I create a temporary file, and I call this file raw vid. So this is my temp one, so I'm just going to call it raw vid YouTube temp vid yt temp. I add it to my render queue and render it. There you go. So I can now click on here and show open file location, and it'll show me the file. There you go. So I've got that raw temp vid. What I do is I jump back to media, Go back to that, drag that raw video file into there, so it's now in the media file, and I go into my video track. Sorry, I now go into my main track. Now, the problem is main track might replace the file, it might not, right? But this is the thing with main track. In this instance, it's recreated it happily. It might not. You might actually have to drag your raw video file into it and replace it manually. Doesn't matter, because this file is exactly the same length. Everything is done. It's fine. So what you can see is automatically, you can see, well, I've got this 56TP. Well, that's just, again, a video. So if you look at my shorts, you can see that we always have a comment at the start, and then at the end we have all this stuff, right? All of this stuff. Now each one of these elements, so this text, it's all a video track in DaVinci Resolve. So literally there's like 7, 8, I don't know, 11, 13, 15 video tracks. This video track is the what logo. This video track is the Win 8 of the game. This video track is this bit of text at the bottom. And this is this is the bit I have to update this manually, but it doesn't take long. How doesn't it take long? Well, because I've uploaded the replay to what replays, or Salty Jedi's replays, and it shows me my Win 8 and what medals I've got. I saved the medal icons. There aren't any on this game, but I do save them locally. You can literally, if I look at another replay, if I go to my replays, look, go to this one. This is my last shot that I did, and it shows you can actually click on these and then just do save image, and you can save them all locally. And look, I've got them all saved locally. There you go. Every single one that I've used so far. So you can save all of those locally, and I use them in my show. So each one of them basically makes a track, is a video track. So you'll notice some of these have got stuff missing. It's because when for instance, if I zoom in, look, first class, my replay that I've just done, this one has no first class and no medals. So what I would do when I come into the game, one of the first things I do is I'll go into the media and I'll delete the files that aren't relevant. So now I've got no medals. I've got the what icon, but I've got no medals, right? I'm thinking of streamlining this bit and just having all the medals as a separate video tracker that I can turn on and off to make it easier. But again, I'll show you what you need to do. So let's assume that this video was actually an ace tanker, and I got 10k Win 8 in it from that replay, and I got loads of medals. You know, so I've got a shortcut here, which is material, which is where my videos are. We've got small what icons. So we've got I just started by name. I've got Ace Tanker. There we go. Ace Tanker PNG. So we'll have Bruiser. We'll have Confederate. We'll have Cool Headed. We'll have definitely Demolition, Duelist, Fighter. I think we had we'll have a High Caliber. We'll have a Steel Wall and a Top Gun. We've done really well in this game. This game was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. We've got all these medals, right? So we go back to our edit. We've got all this stuff and none of it's present. So this top line here is my Ace Tanker. So I need to replace this with my Ace Tanker. So I'll drag and drop that, resize it. Need to resize it here. Click on it, resize it. I know that I normally use about 0.4, is it? Yeah, 0.4. I'll add a cross dissolve to the start of it. Cross dissolves are normally generally all the same size. I can also have a look. I've got a demolition one. I can just enable that track. My demolition one appears. But I've also got several other tracks that aren't enabled, so I can just start going through and just disabling the ones that aren't there. Nothing else. When we just think, oh, fire effect, fighter. We had fighter. We got that. We definitely had fighter. We got it twice, in fact. Look, we got it twice. So, and you just disable and re-enable tracks that aren't there. So we've got Bruiser, that's enabled. You've got I have no idea what that one was. Enable it. I tend to like these two. There should be usually two just below there that are high caliber and steel wall, which I put here and here. So let's move this track down. And we'll make this one high caliber and the other one Top Gun. Where are we? Top Gun, Top Gun. That one could be Top Gun. They again, I usually make those enable the track. I tend to make those ones 0.3 and then minus 200, I think. Well, minus 300. Just position them in the right. So we've got there you go. And then we can add again, add a cross dissolve to it. Really, we need another one. So let's move this. Let's move this one down. So what else did we have? We had steel wall, didn't we? Let's have that one as steel wall. That'll do. So we just resize it. We drag the image in. We resize it. We enable the track. We had a cross dissolve, and we position it. So this one is going to be the opposite of that. So that's minus 330. Did I say? So this one is going to be 330 and 0.3. And there you go. So that's it. And then if you look at, and then all I do is try and tidy up these icons. I'm going to leave all this other bits and pieces. I normally will edit the text, which is again just these bits and pieces here. So these ones here and here. 10k win 8. There you go. 10,000 win 8. There you go. An amazing game. My best game ever. And that's it. And that's it. So I've done that, right? All done. I think if you look, the video might look a bit zoomed. So sometimes I have to adjust the zoomage of that. So the main video track, just so it looks all right. We've still got a bit out there. 1.77. That's 1.7. I think it's 1.78 is generally what I have it set to. So that's it. So there you go. That's it. That's the video track done. Everything should be fine now. So I just again go to deliver. Add, give it its name. So it was called Raw YouTube Temp. It's called YouTube Temp Short. Give it a different name. All my settings are the same. I mean, you might need to tweak your settings so that they're right. But add to render queue, render it. Ooh, one of the sources I've missed. Right, so we've got a missing source. So one of these tracks is. We go to edit. One of these sources is missing. It's probably at the end. It's missing, and I haven't disabled it. Is the issue? There you go. Missing and not disabled. So if I don't disable it, you'll get this horrible crap red square thing. So if I disable it, it's gone. There you go. I've also, if you notice, I've got an extra audio track, which is the World of Tanks official soundtrack main theme, which I use on all my shorts, just to make it, a bit dramatic. You can have whatever audio you want on there, but you've got your game audio here, and you've got your World of Tanks audio there. So what it looks like. So again, we just go to deliver, we deliver it. Right, T temp short, Add to render queue. Render it. Now we just all we've got to do now is upload it to YouTube. Jobs are good. Once you've got your initial setup for creating a short, which for me is this main track. So like I said, I've got 2 tracks. One where I edit my main video into the right length, and then the second one where I tweak the details and the overlays and all that sort of stuff. And the reason why I do it that way is because if you don't do it that way, you've got to lock all of these tracks. When you're cutting your video down to size, you've got to lock all of these tracks, and then remember to unlock them when you need to change them. And I just find that frustrating. So I rather do it in 2. I go to the length, and then I import that video back in, and then tweak all the details. And that's the easy part. And then we just go to YouTube, upload video, click on upload, put the details in, go live, we're done, and you've got shorts. And it's as simple as that. And that's why I find that I can get shorts done really, really quickly. And it is because I've got these profiles done. I've got this in OBS and in DaVinci Resolve. I've got these 2 timelines already created. But once you've got your first one created, once you've done the first one is a pain. It might take you a couple of hours. After that, bingo, knock them out like they're fucking like piece of piss. And that's it. So that's how I do it. And that's how I've got so many shorts on my channel. They're so easy to do. Easy. And that's it, folks. That's it. That's the end. That's the end of my quick tutorial on how to do YouTube Shorts. I hope it helped you. I am gonna now I've got to edit it. Problem is I'm now going to edit this, and it's going to take 17 weeks for me to edit it. So unfortunately, you'll be seeing this sometime mid, maybe Christmas, just in time for loot boxes or something, probably. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this of me editing shit or how I do my videos, let me know. I don't know why you'd want to, because it takes me forever to do fucking videos, but you know, shorts wise, maybe not. I also play World of Tanks. I do sometimes do World of Tanks content. I do lots of shorts, but at the moment I'm struggling a bit to do normal content. I am on Twitch 2 or 3 times a week, maybe even more, to be fair, as Bang Average Tanker. On Twitter as Bang Average Tanker. I'm on Facebook as Bang Average Tanker. And you're here on YouTube as Bang Average Tanker. So, yeah. Follow me in all these places, please. And I will love you long time. And that's it. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of this content, please hit the dingly dangly bell icon and subscribe. And then we'll catch you all next time. And now you get to see my amazing outro video.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I rode a tank, held a general's rank when the front lines rained and the teams just stank. Whoa! Pleased to meet ya. Don't you guess my name? Oh yeah. Oh, what's puzzling you is the nature of this game. Ha ha!